Control room calm. How to stay composed when everything else goes wrong.
On cam ready in three, two, one.
This is On Cam Ready. I'm Jamie Maglietta, and this is all part of the Think Like a Producer podcast series on YouTube. I also host Unknown to Known, which is across all podcasting platforms of choice. I hope if you're liking either of those that you subscribe to this channel, On Cam Ready Media. I also offer tutorials and Riverside breakdowns to help you with the technology. Because not only do you need to have the right mindset and the tips and tricks to nail down production in this new media space, you also need to know how to work the lights, get good mics, and be prepared. I definitely believe that you need to start, just start, but show up with a plan in place. I think it's really great to start messy and be out there, but get some lights, or know how to light yourself so at least you look lit. Lighting really does help sell you as a professional. So think about lights before anything else. Mics too. Lights and mics. Let's just stick with them. Lights and mics. Okay, now to today's episode. In live television, chaos is constant. I've worked across CNN, Fox News Channel, MSNBC, and BET. I've had my fair share of chaotic moments. I'm also the calm voice in the anchor and the reporter's ear when shit hits the fan. So I have had to really figure out how to dial down the chaos and breathe through it all. And today we're going to talk about that. The trick isn't avoiding it, it's learning to breathe through it. I used to call it my mom voice. I've been in control rooms where the world was literally falling apart on screen. I was in the control room at Fox News Channel when the tsunami hit Japan and when Osama bin Laden was caught. In the control room, writing banners for air. On the phone saying arigato to people in Japan trying to book them when I did not know Japanese. Chaos just takes over that space, and you either get swept up in it or you float above it and you contain it. There's all these feeds coming in, anchors talking over producers in their ears, phones ringing off the hook. And in those moments, one thing determines whether the show holds or collapses. Who stays calm? When I was producing live news, there were times when every plan we had went out the window. I had backup plans to backup plans and still wound up with no plan on air due to breaking news. A guest wouldn't connect, graphics would crash, audio would drop. Sometimes a story would break 30 seconds before air, and we'd have to rebuild the rundown in real time. And I'll never forget during election nights, oh my goodness, everyone was hair on fire, and eyes would turn to me for answers. The anchor wasn't really waiting for direction, they were demanding direction. And instead of panicking, I would take one breath and tell them where to go. I would also communicate with the director. Go wide, do a tight shot. I want to see her split with video. I also want to see, if it's election night, a map of where everyone is voting, where these candidates are picking up states. I want to see live pictures of voters. I want to see my anchor. And in this little box, I want to see the guest. Stack it up. I always wanted stuff on air. If there was a hurricane, I wanted the map, the damage, the weather, fill the screen. And I still believe that filling the screen is better than what I'm seeing on some of these networks now, because you need to give people a reason to tune in. And if they don't feel like they're being overwhelmed with cool stuff that they can't get anywhere else, then you're just becoming everywhere else. And why are people going to tune in? Social media is so great these days, guys, but that's derailing. Nothing on air during breaking news is perfect, but the producer has to keep the show on the tracks and everyone moving forward. We don't control everything. We manage the chaos with composure. We find calm in that storm not after it passes. Now let's bring that same mindset into the world we're in today. New media. Say you're hosting a podcast, you're live on YouTube, you're recording a remote interview on Riverside. Guess what? Chaos still happens. Sometimes those guests' audio doesn't download from the cloud. Sometimes their shots are grainy. They're in an airport. Things are not working. Wi-Fi cuts out. Your lighting starts to flicker. Someone's dog is barking in the background, and then a kid walks in. And if you're an expert trying to look professional, your instinct might be to freeze. Oh, God, my child's interrupting. Don't. Or apologize. I'm so sorry. No, roll with it. Roll with it. I've seen some great YouTube examples. Someone who anchors a political show, her dog starts barking. She brought the dog in. She's like, this is my co-anchor. Embrace it. It's there. Take advantage of those moments. Your kid walks in, say, hey, everybody, here's my child, if you're okay with them being on TV. Audiences no longer expect perfection, guys. They expect presence. When you stay composed, you give everyone watching permission to stay with you. Your calm becomes contagious. Contagious. In the control room, I try to breathe out. Okay, here's where we're going. If I was yelling or being nasty in any way, it was because like I literally got to the point of feeling unsupported or alone or not being given any help to get stuff on air. And I'm sorry if I ever did get snappy, but I wasn't. Most cases, it was calm. We all have those moments though, right? In life. In the control room, we always said, the anchor stays calm because the producer stays calm. And that same applies to you as a host, speaker, or guest. Your tone regulates the room, virtual or not. If you sound frantic, your audience feels it. If you stay grounded, they trust you. So when your mic dies, just smile. If your guest disconnects, breathe. Don't look like that because I looked a little mean, but breathe and narrate what's going on. That was one thing we did really well. When we were at CNN, I will never forget it. There was this one time, Wolf Blitzer, the guest went down, the shot went black, and Wolf was like, I think we lost him. Control room, did we lose our guest? And we're in the control room like, yeah, the guest is gone. Can you just give us a little bit of time? We're getting his shot back up. So then he just starts explaining a little bit more about the story that he's talking to this guest about. And then we would say, your guest is ready. And he'd bring the guest back in. And I remember this moment because he was so real. Like he didn't panic or get mad. He was just like, okay, it's TV. This happens. Bring them back in. Is there anything we can get rid of in the back so we have more time with this person? Enjoy it. This is a moment right now, guys. Use this new media space. Carve out your own little plot of land on YouTube and build it into the property of your dreams. Have composure, professionalism. You're not pretending nothing's wrong. You're simply showing them all that you can handle it. Here's the trick I use, and I teach my clients. The producer pause. When something goes wrong, count quietly in your head. 1, 2. That's it. No longer than 2. You don't have time. 1, 2. That pause gives your body time to regulate, your tone time to reset, and your brain time to choose what your next move is. Then you fix your posture, look into that lens, and resume like nothing happened. Those 2 seconds of grace are the difference between seeming flustered and looking like a pro. That's the kind of composure that gets you invited back if you're a guest. Especially in the podcasting and television world, if people see that, they'll say, oh, she could be good for my show. She really handled that well. It makes you look good. Here's the truth. Credibility isn't built when things go right. It's revealed when things go wrong. The next time your live stream is lagging or your guest freezes mid-answer. Check out that other episode I have on what happens when you freeze up. You're not losing credibility. You're earning it by knowing how to handle it. See, producers don't panic. So start thinking like a producer. They pivot. And that mindset, control room calm, is exactly what will make you stand out in this new media era. Because anyone can record when it's easy. But when things go sideways, you still deliver with composure. That's when the audience sees you as the expert. Guys, I am really enjoying these quick little videos to help you start thinking like a producer. I have reviewed YouTube podcast shows using this podcasting platform, but I think I'm really getting into this whole offering you tips and tricks to help you navigate. I will definitely start to review more shows again, but as I'm launching my visibility course, I just can't handle, I don't have the bandwidth right now. I hope you'll check out the On Cam Ready website. The website's in the description, and be sure to reach me on Instagram. That's where I'm kind of putting out episodic content to show behind the scenes of how I'm building my brand, and I'm on my own journey from unknown to known, and I'm here to help you with yours. See you guys, and be sure to check out my podcast, Unknown to Known.